Hi everyone and welcome to Season 2, Episode 7 of Mighty Moron with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So today we step out from a really good run of form in the league to play the 5th round of the Copa Argentina against Club Atletico Defensores de Belgrano. And they are sitting comfortably in the top 5 or 6 of the other group in the Primera B Nacional from us. So they're going to be a really tricky game to play. But our confidence is high, our form is good, so let's see how we get on. So, welcome back. We have been doing brilliantly well, and the first thing to show you is the league table, and not that one, Group A. I'll get there in the end. Group A, we currently sit in second place with only about 4 games left, something like that. We'll check that out in a second, exactly how many we got left. But yeah, it's going so well. I've been having the best time ever with a brilliant run of form. We've had a few glitches along the way, but we are sitting 2 points clear of All Boys in third place, well behind Rosario Central. Of course, they've been running away with this division pretty much all the way through the season, but it looks like we're going to end up in this top sort of 3 or 4 and into a playoff spot that we'll talk about in the next episode when we get to it, just for the sense of actually what happens from this point onwards, because it's a little bit confusing. But we are doing so well. And the run of form that we've been on has been absolutely fantastic. Couple of draws in there, absolutely, but we haven't lost since we came back from the winter break, which has been brilliant. We have had a draw against Platense, another one against San Martin, but a couple of wins in there as well, which has been fantastic. But today, as I say, we step out of the Primera B Nacional form and we go into the Copa Argentina 5th round against Belgrano. And they are in the other group to us in the Primera B Nacional. There's 2 groups in the tier that we're in, and they currently sit 5th in their group. So they're quite high up and doing pretty well on similar amounts of pointage that we are as well. So they're going to be a tricky game to play, but our confidence is high. Lots of people are contributing. Galliano is still maintaining his stardom in our side at the moment, which is great. But we are going to rotate the 11 just a little bit today to get a few people some game time, but also so we can continue to focus our attention properly on the league when the next 4 games come round, to try and get us into as high a league spot as we can. So a little bit of a rotated 11. Let's go into the tactics page and see what we've got in store for Belgrano. So to be honest, it's a completely free hit today. But whatever happens, I'll be absolutely happy with the outcome. Even if we were to go out, it wouldn't bother me because we have to focus on the league. So because of that and bearing that in mind, we have made some changes to our first 11 for today's game. And I wouldn't say primarily, there's lots of them, to be honest. We've got one that's enforced on us, and that's both of our right fullbacks, Brogi and Guzzarino, are both out injured. So we've had to put a left fullback in on that right hand side, and we've gone for Olivier in that point. Ochoa comes out of the side at left fullback and Sanchez plays instead of him. Gayer, who is one of our defensive midfielders, has been getting a bit unhappy with his game time recently, which is fair enough. I haven't played him as much as I probably should have, but he's going to get the opportunity instead of Federico today. In midfield, Good Boy stays in, but Clanvita comes in for Chalky, the youngster who's been doing very well for us. I just feel like he could do with a break at this point, so he comes out of the side. Fernandez and the Angels stay in supporting our striker, but our striker is Colidio for today rather than the very impressive Galliano, who steps out of the side completely. Cherry on top comes into the bench. So all of that means that for today's cup game, free hit, don't really mind what happens, but I would still really like to win if I could. The team for today is Bustillos in goal, Gomez and Dordoni in central defence, Olivier at right back, Sanchez at left back, Gayer, Clanvita and Good Boy in central midfield, with the Angel and Fernandez supporting Colidio up top, with a bench of Corzo, Ochoa, Federico, Chalky, Glaby, Ramirez and Cherry on top. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So Belgrano coming quite defensively. They're playing a 4-5-1 formation. We've been on a good run of form, so I've used the team talk of the media have given you a lot of credit. So go out there and put on a worthy display. It's time to show that we deserve to be right at the top of this second tier of Argentinian football, where our current league position suggests that we are. Now, obviously, we're away from home, which is always going to put us down slightly. It's always going to be slightly tricky away from home. But our form is good. We've got a couple of players in there that need to prove to me that they should be starting more games. So let's see if they can deliver. Now, Belgrano have the first highlight after 15-16 minutes of the game. They've worked it from right to left. They get a good ball through, but a good block and a second block by the defence to keep pushing it out. And then the highlight dies. What a brilliant bit of defensive work that was. Putting the bodies on the line and getting those blocks in the box and clearing the ball, which is fantastic to see. Half hour gone, and again it's another Belgrano free kick this time, and a looping header that goes slightly wide and high and doesn't really challenge the goalkeeper too much. But they are pushing at us, aren't they? You can see that in terms of the shots at goal. They've had 8 and we've only had 3. So they've had more of the opportunities. In terms of the possession, they've had a little bit more as well. And so we've got to really up our game a little bit in this second half. So in the team talk at half-time, assertively, we're going to say, I'm far from pleased. It might have demotivated one, but the rest of them look fired up, which is fine. Who is it that Kranviter isn't happy? So we're going to just leave it as it is for now. But we'll watch and see what he does in this second half, and then we're going to straight in and demand more from the players. And finally we get a highlight for ourselves at 49 minutes, an opportunity to build up from the back. It went all the way through to Calidio, and he loops a header over the top of the goalkeeper, beats the goalkeeper, but it doesn't beat the crossbar, and it rebounds comfortably for them to get hold of the ball again. Good attempt by Calidio, but not quite good enough to actually get it in the back of the net. And again, at 61 minutes, it's Belgrano with a very deep free kick, and they've chosen to go short and try and build up an attack. Hopefully we can reset ourselves, which we have done, and find a way to get a foot in here and nick the ball from them. And the pressure is being put on a little bit, but they've worked it down this right hand side for them. They've come up against our fullback, who held the play up slightly, and then there's a defensive error. There's a foul over the far side, and Belgrano get a 61st minute penalty. Can Bastillos in goal stop the ball? He can't. And they take a 1-0 lead at 61 minutes. Disappointing that we gave them the opportunity through a mistake that one of our defenders made. I don't mind if they're good enough to break us down, but I really don't like it when we give the ball away to them like that. For a penalty kick from a silly foul in the box. So we've really got to work hard now. 64 minutes in, and we've lost the ball in a very key position, and they're at the top of our penalty box. Long shot, but it was very, very wide and not particularly handsome, wasn't it, on that particular occasion? But again, some sloppy play, so we're going to have to make a couple of changes here. We've got Gaia, who's been unhappy that he's not been getting game time, and of course when you give him game time, he looks disenchanted and unhappy, but he's been getting what he wanted. Doesn't make any sense, does it? Anyway, he's coming out. I'm not standing for that, and he's also got a yellow card, which doesn't help. We've got a very nervous right fullback who shouldn't be playing there really, but we've got no one else to play there, so we're going to have to leave him in there for now, I think. And we're going to have to make some attacking changes, because that's an area where we haven't been doing well enough today, and you can see that the top 3 are not really doing it. The Angel comes out, and we're going to put Ramirez on for him, and then it's either a striker, Calidio, or Fernandez. I'm going to take Fernandez out and put Glaby in, and just see whether he can unlock something down that right hand side. But it's not looking fantastic just at the moment, is it? So we're going to go into the team, and we're going to push them into very attacking, and we get a chance from a throw-in, but again they win the ball very, very comfortably. But Federico nicks it back from them, gets into the box, and he's the wrong person to have that type of shot. He's our holding midfield player. Did great to win the ball, but didn't do enough with it. So we're going to ask them to push forward as we try and win something here. And did we get away with that one? I think we did. I was clicking the button in the menus as the goal was being scored, so I didn't actually see it too much, but it looks like we've come back to 1-1 after 84 minutes. It was a corner kick. Ramirez to the far post. The header comes back from Calidio, and it's Glabby that gets the chance to put the ball away for 1-1 in the dying minutes of this 90 minutes. And that is a great comeback, really, considering that we've been fairly dominated by them. And we go straight into a penalty shootout. So we're going to auto-pick the penalty takers, and then we're going to move a couple of them around. So, for example, what I want is Clidio in the fourth spot. I want Sanchez instead of Dordoni. I think that'll do, though. And we'll bring Kranviter up there. That's what I'm going to do. I really put my best penalty taker at number 4. I think it's a really important one. We get a couple of early good ones, and then number 4 is kind of do or die, it feels like. So that's why we put him there. But other than that, the rest of it can be fairly auto-picked. And it's Belgrano that start the penalty shootout. So can our goalkeeper Bastillo save? He cannot. He dives the wrong way, and they go 1-0 up. Olivier, for us, takes the first penalty kick. He's going to be left-footed from the left fullback, unfortunately playing at right fullback today. And he just about squeezes it under the goalkeeper, doesn't he, for a 1-1 in the penalty shootout. Can we hold our nerve? Bastillos again in goal. Can he find a way to stop the shot? And he doesn't. Again, he goes the wrong way and hasn't really looked like getting anywhere close to them yet. Ramirez steps up for us. The goalkeeper was close last time out. Can we put it into the opposite corner? We can. The goalkeeper went the right way again, but not really anywhere near it. A brilliant penalty by Ramirez, that was. And again, we rely back on Bastillos to see if he can save one. And again, he goes the wrong way. And so far, he hasn't really looked like being able to stop them at all. Good boy up next for us. Left-footed. Can he put the ball in the back of the net? He can. Squeezes it in to that far corner as we look at it, right on the floor level. The goalkeeper couldn't get down to it quick enough. And again, we rely on the goalkeeper. Can he pull off a miraculous save? Again, he goes the wrong way. He's not filling me with confidence. They're going to have to miss the goal, I think, for us to go through at this point. And here we go. Calidio. And he puts it away. The fourth penalty gets put away for us. So far, we're doing pretty well. Can we pull off a save here and go through? And we can't. It's still equal on 4-4. And we are... Is it 4-4? No, it's 5-4, sorry, to them. So we now have to score this particular penalty. And it is Sanchez, the left fullback, coming up to do it. Let's see if he can put the ball in the back of the net and keep this penalty shootout going. It's a real pressure moment here. Sanchez steps up. He's going to take his time while all the other players get out of the way. But here we go. Finally. Steps up. And he saves it. And there we go. We lose the penalty shootout. That's such a shame, isn't it? Of course, what we did do, of course, is we gave away a penalty in the game itself. And that was a real kick in the teeth to us, really. And eventually, we went out on the penalties, which was unfortunate. We'll say unlucky, boys. It would have been nice to go through, just because I don't want to diminish the motivation and the momentum behind our side right now. But let's go into the analysis page and just see whether we can find out where it didn't quite work out for us today. So there's a number of interesting things here. Having talked about these sorts of things for the last few episodes, you can see our heat map suggests that we attacked from all angles, which is very good, positive for us. Normally we've been attacking down this left-hand side. You can see that we were very even right the way across the board, approaching from all angles, which is positive to see. But of course, I still have got that right side attack kind of instruction, and they're not really fulfilling it as much as I'd like. But it was better than it has been today, so that's good. We kept the ball relatively well in midfield, but in terms of what we actually did with it, you can see that they had 14 shots, we had 14 shots. They had 4 on target, we had 5. So in the second half, we came into the game much more than we did in the first half. Possession was still down, and the average rating from both sides was not good today, was it? It was not a great game of football, to be fair. in terms of the teams, let's the shots, let's go and have a look at the ones that we didn't get on target. So we'll just go to our own, and we peppered the goal, in that second half specifically. And 3 of them were saved and 3 of them were blocked. So if we take those out, these are the shots that didn't go on target, which is unfortunate, or they hit the woodwork, which is very unfortunate, I would say. If we move on to the passing aspect of our game, intercepted, we're still not making it count enough, are we? I want these to reduce down, and they're not quite managing it. Out of play, I don't think this is too bad today. Now, obviously, we always say that this section of the pitch here, if they're booting it clear, it probably means that there was a problem to get the ball away from. So I don't mind that. But it's this group here trying to play it into that right hand area to fulfill our attacking instructions, and they're going too long. So we're going to have to again shrink that passing length down, I think, to make that work for us. If we find out where we got to in terms of our crossing, the intercepted crosses all came for that right-hand side. So we are working that right-hand side. No out of play, and the completed crosses all came from that side as well. But there's not enough of them, is there, really? And none of the crosses assisted for a goal. And then we have these, the interceptions. How did we do on the interceptions? Some good work in that penalty box, which is good to see. And down the right-hand and left-hand side, I would suggest. The Angel getting back and doing some good defensive duty here. And similarly over this side, Fernandez getting back and doing his good work here as well. So our attacking players are getting back and supporting, which is fantastic to see. And so finally, we'll go in and we'll have a look at the shots, and we'll just check on our own rather than the opposition as well. You can see that we did pepper the goal, but it was mostly missing, wasn't it? Down the right hand side and over the top. Couple on target, a couple were saved, one hit the crossbar. Overall, it wasn't a bad performance, but I would suggest it was a fairly ropey game in total, and neither side really did enough to win it in 90 minutes, and it was the right result probably. And then we were just a bit unlucky on the penalties. Having said that, I don't think our goalkeeper really covered himself in glory, did he? And I don't think he ever really got anywhere near any of the penalties against him. So we were always up against it through that. So let's just go in and check the news feed out. We got beat in the cup, unfortunately, so that puts us out. Sanchez misses the penalty. I don't think it was his fault necessarily. And there we go, that's the cup run done, and that's fine. I always maintained from the beginning of the episode, it's not my focus. We have to be focused on this league position. 2 points clear of 3rd place, 3 points clear of 4th place. We have to keep the good run of form going in the league that we've been showing recently for the next 4 games, just to see how high we can finish. So we're going to come back next episode and play the other Belgrano. We've got one in our group, and obviously the cup game was against a different Belgrano. So we've got another one coming up. So I'll play through the next 3 games in the league, and we'll come back for the final episode of the league season before potentially it splits off into playoff games and stuff, and we'll figure that next episode and see where we go from there. But yeah, so far it's going brilliantly well in the league. Can we just keep it going through to the end of the season, or will this cup loss dent our confidence a little bit and cause us to drop a few points? We'll have to wait and see. Thanks for joining me today. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join my United City community. The more the merrier. Click that like button for me on this particular episode. It helps get seen by lots of other people. Until next time though, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.